The story you're about to hear is so shocking, so unbelievable, that your mind is going to struggle to allow you to accept that things like this exist. But they do, and they are happening right now all over the world, even in small towns right here in the United States. I feel like I need to be punished. I need to go back so he can punish me. I want to kill myself before that happens. Please help me. Dr. Phil, please.
I was born into this world of sex trafficking. It's the only life I've ever known. Since I left, everything has been so hard, and nobody except the man who owns me can help me. I was given to the man who owns me by my birth parents, and I was forced to have sex with clients. My whole life I traveled all over the world and would go to some of the biggest events to meet clients and have sex with them. They were all extremely rich and prominent members of society. Sometimes they would just want to have sex with me, and sometimes they'd make me have sex with different people. The clients were often physically abusive. Clients were even allowed to but they were never allowed to leave marks or bruises on my face because I always had to look pretty. The man who owns me constantly manipulated me and did horrible things to me. He would make me be a dog, made me eat feces. I was kept in a cage. Sometimes he would electrocute me as punishment. Some clients own their own island or a big piece of land, and they would buy us just to hunt us. Some laid traps for us, and others would track us down like animals. It was important never to be the one captured first because you didn't want to appear like you weren't playing the game. You would be punished. It's one of the scariest things clients ever had me do. The clients I was forced to have sex with were very rich and powerful, very important VIPs. They were in law enforcement, doctors, psychiatrists, judges, politicians, even people who owned sports teams. I attended many parties for people who had just got elected into office. When I would attend these events, I had to look pretty and act like I belonged there. I had to know how to hold a conversation about politics. I would be at all of these nice events, but it would never end nice for me. At parties where people knew what we were there for, the clients would treat us really poorly. Many times clients were physically abusive. I've had broken fingers and broken ribs and been kicked a lot in the head, and I've even been sat on and smothered. The clients all had different expectations for what they wanted from me and what they wanted me to do. Sometimes they would bring little boys into the room and they would make me have. Many of the boys were as young as 5. To this day, I still wonder if Now I feel lost. I wrote to Dr. Phil because I feel like he might be able to help me and that maybe he can give me some idea of why I should even be alive. The man who owns me is smart and rich. He has connections with very powerful people all over the world. My whole life, he made sure that I knew he was in complete control. He would give me commands like a dog, like come or sit or stay. I would have to obey them or I'd get in trouble. Sometimes I would have to be a dog for days. I would ask myself why this was happening to me, but I always knew it's because the dogs were behaving better than I was. When I would get in trouble, the man who owns me would cut me. He would take all of my clothes and blankets and make me wet, so I'd be cold. Sometimes he would throw me in the bathtub and hold my face down. Every time I was really scared that I was going to die, but then I was really sad when he would let me live. Sometimes I was kept in a cage that was locked and hung from the ceiling. The cages were barely big enough for me to even be in. There was no one I could turn to for help. I was under his control and there was nothing I could do about it. The man who owns me said that I wasn't trafficked. I was made for that, and trafficking is when girls who aren't made for that get kidnapped or sold into it.
You said you could tell the difference between girls that were born into it, according to him, versus those that were kidnapped when you encountered them? How could you tell the difference between the two?
The girls that weren't born into it, they had a harder time. They were always kept tied up or in cages, and they cried a lot.
Did he tell you how you came to be with him?
He said that my parents had me for him.
That they actually had you on purpose for him?
Yeah.
Where are your biological parents now?
I don't know.
Do you know what country they're from?
No.
Do you know if it's Europe, U.S.?
When I spoke to them, we spoke in English.
Kendall says the cycle of children being born into trafficking continued when she gave birth to 3 children, all of whom she claims are still with her abusers. Violence was part of your life with this man.
Yes.
You say that you have witnessed him murder people.
Yes.
How many people have you seen him murder?
Probably about 20 or 25, but then there would be lots of times that he would be there and have other people do it.
And how would he murder these people?
One time he just took the little girl's head and twisted it. He's shot people.
Did he kill children?
I know for sure he killed her.
You were there. And how old were you at this point?
About 4.
Have you ever watched the Dr. Phil show?
Yes. It scared me.
Yeah. What scared you about it?
You're a rich white guy, and that scared me. I thought that you maybe know him.
Do you think he's a sick son of a bitch?
No.
You think he's a good guy that loves you?
More than anybody else has.
If you had advice for the girls that are still there and want to leave, what would it be?
I would tell them not to leave.
Why is that?
Because it really sucks.